All right. We are live here in the Cash FX Power Team Facebook group for our first of many, really just casual fireside type chats so that we can start to showcase and highlight more of our CFX members from all over the globe that are finding amazing success plugging into what we are doing here. So like we typically do when we get started, if you're hopping on here live, do me a favor, let us know that you are here. Let us know what country you are tuning in from. Let us know if you are watching this live or catching this at some point on the replay, hashtag live or hashtag replay. Also, I know that we are broadcasting live in the lifestyle group. So if you are here and you are part of the lifestyle group, you can drop a comment below as well. If you are headed over to the Power Team group, to be a part of that community, please make sure that you answer all of the questions correctly. Who invited you? I think there's 3 or 4 questions. We just want to make sure that the right people are getting into our Cash FX Power Team group. I see Luigi just jumped on with us. Hello, sir. How are you? You're on mute.
That I had some technical problems, but listen, guys, this is an exciting call to do this weekly, to bring up all the different leaders that we have, like all over the world, to share some, like, you know, when we do our global webinars, there's always a little bit of testimonials from everybody, but this is not the same, Justin. Like, this is a more in-depth sharing of each individual, so everybody can go a little bit further on these Friday calls. So I love it, buddy.
Absolutely. Luigi and I have had this plan. We've had this plan to do this type of a call for quite some time now, so I'm excited that we're finally getting to launch it. And so let me just turn the volume down on my phone. Looks like we've got 30 folks on there. Again, welcome if you're hopping on live. Let us know what country you're tuning in from. If you're catching this on the replay, let us know, hashtag replay. And tag your teams to this, because I think you're going to get some really good value from these calls. We're going to get to learn a little bit more about the people behind the Cash FX Power Team, and just some really good stuff. So it's Friday. We have had an amazing week, right, buddy? We've had over 500 people on every single webinar this week.
Every single call, the global webinars, 500 plus people on every call. Listen, I've seen a lot of companies. Yes, you're going to say, oh, because we're giving Bitcoin. No, it's more than just giving the Bitcoins away. There's a lot of value there. I mean, the members that keep coming back, Justin, like if you look at, there was a call like 700 people. There was, okay, 250 guests, but we still had like close to 450 members that came back to the call. So listen, these global calls, you need to start taking advantage of them. They are really, really, really building the teams. For the people that are taking advantage of them are reaping the rewards. You can ask Jeremy, you can ask Shane. I think they've had some of the results then on these global calls. I'm sure that you guys love it.
Let me ask you a question, Shane. You've been in the network marketing space for quite some time, right?
Yeah, about 15 years.
I'm going to let you do an introduction, but I just wanted to ask you a quick question. In all of your years, have you ever seen a team that consistently pulls every single day of the week 300, 400, 500, 600 people on a webinar constantly for like 90 days?
You know what, Justin? I had this conversation earlier on with a couple of our mates, and what we see is phenomenal. It shows 2 things. It shows that, first of all, the leadership that we have that's logging onto the calls, either logging in to get more value from the calls, to learn more so they can go out and become leaders. That's number 1. And number 2, the content that we share in order to build this as a business. You guys drop off some nuggets that I promise you, anybody that's hopping onto this call will take what you guys are giving them, and you can make lots of money. Besides that, I think everybody is going through this phase right now where they're looking for a plan B, you know, to subsidize the income. And guys, you're in the right spot. When you are filling in your people into those webinars, I can honestly say, being in the network marketing industry for the long time that I am in, I haven't seen a business where there's zero attrition. I haven't been in the business where
Zero.
nobody quits.
Zero.
So yeah, so,
Zero.
so to answer your question,
Zero.
and it's going to get even more, I think, overwhelming as we go on. Maybe 1,000, 2,000 people logging on. So yeah, hey, kudos to you guys.
Well, it's not going to be long before we have to go from 1,000. I don't even know what the next number is. I've been doing this for 8 years, pretty much full-time online marketing. And I can tell you, I have never been a part of a company where we consistently every single day see 2, 3, 4, and now 6, 7, 800 people on the Zoom calls. And so it's amazing.
And everybody who's watching right now, even if you're on Facebook, welcome. If you're tuning in, we have 50 people right now. Yeah, like Justin said, tag your teams to these calls because there's going to be a lot of value. Okay, there's going to be something in every call every week that might just take you or anybody on your teams to the next level. The global calls are amazing for one big reason. It's helping everybody invite people to the calls. The Bitcoin giveaways, first, I want you to understand, when I say it's not from corporate, it's from me and Justin, but I'd also like to say it's from the power team because, you know, like the money that we are making, it's all because of the power team. It's all because of all the amazing leaders on this team. We would not be where we are without all of you guys. So when we do these giveaways, it's like it's the power team that are doing the giveaways. It's not just and Luigi, number one. Number two, we would not be doing these calls without all the amazing presenters that we have every day, because to do calls 6 days a week, we did it for a couple of weeks at the beginning, me and Justin. And after that, we said, we need to bring on some people to help us. So hats off to everybody who's helping us. And we're going to continue these global calls every day, except for Sunday, as long as we need to, okay? Will we one day just go to 3 days a week? I don't know. For right now, we're doing them 6 days a week. And 6 days a week, yes, we're going to give away Bitcoins. Will we always give away the same prizes? Maybe not. We'll surprise you every week. But what I'd like everybody to understand is that these Bitcoin giveaways is to help everybody invite people to the calls. But I love what you did the other day on your live, Justin, is that you went in and you explained to everybody, you know, guys, okay, we're giving you Bitcoins to help you invite people to the calls. Now, if you don't follow up with the guys after and try to close them, I'm sorry, you're missing out. If all you're doing is just saying, okay, listen, we'll come back to the next call. You might win next time. That's not what they need to do, Justin. You nailed it on the other live the other day when you were trying to go over that information. It was so valuable. So,
yeah. So listen, guys, we're going to be doing these calls every Friday at 1 o'clock Eastern, live streaming right here in the Facebook group. Today is our first call, and we are bringing on some of our South African members. And so I want to introduce first and foremost, Mr. Shane D. I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'm going to let him tell his story, but I'm going to tell you something. When Shane reached out to me back in early November, was it November we first spoke?
30th of July, 2019.
There you go.
I'll tell you the time, around 2 p.m. South African time.
We met in November.
We met in November.
Listen,
I've got our first conversation. I think I'm going to make a photocopy of that there and put it in a frame and say, this is what changed my life, the first conversation.
so for those of you that are watching this, maybe you don't know this, but Shane is the person responsible for bringing Cash FX to South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Massive. Shane, talk to these guys a little bit about your background in network marketing, and then let's talk a little bit about what you've been doing here over the last 10, 11 months with Cash FX.
Cool. Thanks, buddy. So I think for me personally, network marketing was the only thing I could do. First of all, I come from a very, very poor family. I lost my dad when I was 7 years old. I started working in the butchery when I was like probably about 15 or 16 years old. And I worked hard. And from there, I saved whatever money I had and I moved to London. But that's where things started to change for me, because I think when you move out of your comfort zone and you look at life and you start to ask yourself, if the same person who lives in the same community that goes to the same school, how come one person becomes rich and the other person becomes poor? But you come from the same social standing. So that's when I started to look at different entrepreneurs like Richard Branson, I'm talking about people like Robert T. Kiyosaki. I read his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that book there sparked. There was a switch that flipped. And that's when I realized that I want to make this transition. And so this was around 2004 when I was in the UK. And when I came back down to South Africa, I saw this gentleman who I'm going to introduce you later on the stage, and we talked about leverage income. Now, what really got me thinking is this: everybody has 24 hours in a day, right? We get people who work 8 hours, a normal 8-hour day. So one of the teachings I've learned for a very long time is if you can get 100 people to work 1 hour a day, that means you're leveraging 100 hours in your 24-hour day cycle. So when you get somebody that's working for 8 hours, you're leveraging 100 hours. So that's 4 weeks of work done in one day, but you got a team to do it. So leveraging of people was the main thing. And you get all the entrepreneurs that do it. Elon Musk does it, Richard Branson does it. So that's what actually pushed me to network marketing. But here's the problem. In network marketing, you need the correct product to take out there. You can have all the training, you can do all the courses, but if you don't have the product that's aligned with what you and you have a passion for, you're going to lose interest. So over the years, I've only done 3 network marketing products, and I made a lot of money in each one I did, because once you learn that skill and reading, going over your YouTube videos, your personal motivation, that Jeremy does that every morning with his team, it sort of sets your mind on what you need to achieve for today. So when I saw this, the universe had already prepared me for this. So when I spoke to Justin, 30 seconds into the call, I found Justin's name. When I follow a whole lot of YouTube bloggers, and they give signals on Forex. And these guys were talking about artificial intelligence and cash effects and Justin Halliday. So I found a video with Ron Pope, Wasco Lopez, John Kinney, and Justin, the behind the scenes. So I said to myself, you know what? If I want to do this right, I'm not just going to join on anybody's link. I want to go straight to the top. That's when I got a hold of Justin. Justin and I got on the call, and Justin gave me some commitment, and he told me, Shane, 90 days, I'll be setting foot in South African soil for the first time. After I listened to what Justin had to say, I told Justin, I'm all in. Can we do a Zoom call tomorrow? And I think from there, the rest was history. I just started, and I stayed focused. And whoever I showed this to, I didn't go and sell it to them. I just shared the concept. This is what I'm doing. And they came back to me. I mean, the guys I'm introduced to the call. Pam, I think you was one of the first people with me on those calls. Am I correct?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, Pam was one of those first people with me on those calls with Justin. So yeah, Justin, that's basically it. I've been through the mill, but it took me a long time to find a company that can deliver. It took me a long time to find a company that has integrity. And most importantly, it took me a long time to find a company that executes, because the execution is very, very important. And so far, Cash Effects has delivered and going to deliver.
Execution, that was one of the big things we looked at in the beginning was, good intentions. A lot of companies, good intentions are important. It's important that a company has the right intentions long-term, but companies with good intentions go out of business every day, right? Every single day. And so it was very important when we analyzed and we met with Waskar and Edwin and we sat down with Ron, it was very important that we not only understood what their intentions were, but what was their plan to execute. We've all been a part of companies that have had good intentions and monster visions, and for whatever reason, it worked on paper, but it just didn't work in the real world. And for whatever reason, that company had to close its doors. And so we wanted to make sure that the next move we made in network marketing was a move that we could bring people into for years, a legacy company. You hear Ron Pope say it all the time. Ron Pope only gets in legacy companies. Well, that's our position. We only want to work with companies that not only have a 20-year vision, but are able to execute that 20-year vision. So I heard a word, Shane, that I would like you to just spend a couple of minutes and talk a little bit more on, because there's so many things going on in this space and there's so many distractions, and the word is focus.
Yeah. So I think ever since I got involved with Cash Effects, there's been lots of people who's been approaching me every day on WhatsApp, on email. You guys got to get that as well. As you're in the limelight, as you starting to project these figures and show commitment to a particular company, in this case it's Cash Effects, you're gonna find a lot of companies out there who are going to have their eyes on you. And they're going to start having general conversations, exactly like what we do. You know, we want to attract that network marketer into our business and bring his team across. So there's a lot of companies out there who's going to do the same for you guys. But what is close to my heart is the first time when I watched the behind the scenes, and I heard Ron Pope say this. When Ron Pope said he wants to actually protect Wasker's dream of this becoming a legacy company by controlling the legal aspect, and what we say out there in the field goes back to the company. So what we say and how we say, you know, regarding our compensation plans, regarding our disclaimers, all what we say as leaders out there comes back to the company. And what he said next was even more powerful. He said, Wasker sees this as a legacy company, a 20-year-old company. When I heard that word 20-year-old company, and as for Ron Pope to say, this is how we are building the infrastructure for this to be a 20-year-old company. I said, I mean, that is when I got a hold of Justin Halliday, because this is how this company is being built from I'm talking from birth. It's being built in a way where the infrastructure is going to be there to accommodate thousands and thousands of people. And he's not just somebody who's just learning about network marketing who's making these claims. Ron Pope is a seasoned network marketer builder. Besides that, he builds the back ends of plenty of multi-level marketing companies. And for him to be a part of it and to buy a spot in that company, for me, that was a game changer. But staying focused is the most important thing. If this is going to be here for 20 years, let's work with the solid 2 years. Instead of having that 40, you know, that 40, 40, 40, working 40 years of your life to retire at 40, to work 40 hours a week to retire on 40% of your salary. Let's give this 2 years solid. Leave 90 days, leave 6 months. Let's give this 2 years. That was my game plan. And you guys can see the numbers that's coming in. And people watching you guys, for those of you in this call who's building this business, let me tell you, the person that you spoke to last week, the person that you spoke to last month or last year is watching you. Why? They're waiting for you to quit. They're waiting to come back to you and say, what happened to CashFX? And as they watch you, they're going to say, hey, dude, this guy is definitely taking to another level. I'm feeling left out. I need to join him. So people are watching you. Just remember that. But when you move from one company to another company, there's no stability. Then you just like chasing a wild dream. So when you go out and you give your commitment, especially when you sign somebody on, that's when your work really starts. Not when you get the commission and say, okay, my work is done, $45 or $75. No, your work starts after you help them, because your commitment is to them now. You got the $45. Your commitment is to them. And you can't say, let's put you onto another platform, let's put you to another platform, because there's no consistency. We are not network marketers, we are leaders. Network marketers are people who join 10 or 20 different companies and want to put the money. We are leaders. So that's what I have to say about focus, Justin. If you're a leader, you got to focus, you got to keep close to the fire. And another very, very important thing, I think, as a leader is that you need to have open communication with your team all the time. Try and make yourself available to them. You know, it's hard. It's very difficult. But Justin and Luigi, I mean, put up the website for them to get the input. I get people all the time ask me, where are the templates? We want to create our own banners, etc. And I think these guys, I mean, for you guys at this on the call, you can see Justin Halliday has shown exceptional leadership, and the support they give us is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So Justin, I think you guys, we got the winning formula here. You guys as leadership, we've got the winning formula.
We don't hear you, Luigi. No, something happened. Maybe your cable popped out. No, nothing. We lost you, bud.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
Oh, listen, I just want to touch on something that changes touch, because it's concerning that little subject. I'm okay. I don't want to say how old I am, but I'm starting to get at a point where I'm starting to be old. 55 years old. I started networking when I was 25. So that makes already like 30 years. I've been working online for 30 years, everybody. And this is the honest truth. For 30 years, I always thought that multiple streams of income was the way to go, guys. I really thought that. Why? Because every time I found something good, I would get hurt. So I always said to myself, you know what? Why not have 2-3 different things all at the same time? This is my experience for 29 years, because now it's been 30 years. So let's say 28 years, because 28 years. So a couple of years ago, I met up with Justin, And then we started talking about focus. And Justin said to me that, okay, listen, we've been doing the same thing. I think that the way that we're going to make more money is if we find something and we focus on it. So here's the honest truth. And this is after 30 years online. Every time I did multiple streams or 2-3 things at the same time, I made a little bit of money here, a little bit of money here, and a little bit of money here. Yes, I did. But when I decided 2 years ago that me and Justin, we were going to focus on one thing at a time. So before CashFX, we were in another project that we did for about a year, but we focused on that project. We didn't do nothing else at the same time. You know what? During that year, I made more money during that year than I did in 29 years online when I was doing 2 things. Okay, this is the truth now. Now, when we saw that the other project was a little bit shaky, we said, okay, listen, let's look for something else. That's when we said, we're not going to find anything shaky now. We need something because we're tired of starting over. You know, when you bring people into an opportunity and it goes wrong, you have to bring them again. After 2-3 times, it starts, people don't listen to you anymore. So for us, it was at a point where do or die. We have to find something good. We're not putting our name unless it's real. So you have all the reasons why. I'm not going to go over them. So CashFX is the real deal. Well, I'll tell you again, one more time, we are focused in CashFX and we're making more money in CashFX than we've ever made all our lives trying to do multiple things at the same time. I really want that to sink in, guys and gals, that yes, you can do multiple streams, but you're not going to make as much as if you focus on one. This is my experience. This is Justin's experience. And I'm sure that some of you listening will agree. Now, we're not saying it's bad or good. I'm not going to get into that. We're not here as judge, as God, and tell you what to do. I'm just telling you my experience. Since I decided to focus on one thing at a time, Justin, I'm making a lot more money than when I was trying to do more things. And one of the reasons is, I'll give you an example. Everybody that's following us in CashFX, guys, right? Our teams, our leaders. Now, would you guys be as focused and believe in us as much as if you saw Justin or Luigi doing other Forex deal or other trading? Would you believe in us, guys? Please, come on. Would it be the same thing, this community? No. Well, now I want you to put yourselves in our shoes, because what me and Justin are doing for everybody, our leaders, you too are leaders of your team, and your leaders are looking up at you. So now they're going to believe in you, just like your leaders are going to believe in them, and so on, and so on, and so on. We're not here to say what's right or what's wrong. I'm just here to share what I've learned after many years online. That's all.
Yeah, Luigi, just to add to that, I mean, I had a lot of people from my team who told me, you know what, I've got something else that I want to do. Why don't you look at this? Just yesterday, I've got a message from one of my downlines. He said, Shane, have a look at this. I think you're a very, very good recruiter. Check this out. I said, no, buddy. I've got the Rolls Royce of network marketing right here in my hands. And now you want me to look at another model? I said, no. I said, it doesn't work like that. So you're going to get people in your team that's going to be, distracted by the Chinese. I mean, give them your blessing. Don't burn bridges. Say, yeah. No, it works for you. If it works for you, it's cool. But if it doesn't, I'm still here. Come back to me. Let's talk. So you got to have that. But you as a leader, you need to know and definitely know what you want to do and work a plan. There's something called IPA and NIPA. If you guys are watching this now and you've got a pen and paper, you can write this down. IPA is income producing activities, and NIPA is non-income producing activities. So when you start your day, when I start my day, I've got my black book here. I've got my black book. See, like today, I was explaining to somebody how the blockchain works, because they want to know about Bitcoin and they ask me what is blockchain. So I was explaining to them about the ledger and how the digital key opens up the next block, etc., etc. So I got my black book and everything is known, everything is written down. Which person I need to call, my calls. As you can see, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to be right. You got to treat this like a genuine business. I set up the office. I got my equipment, because this is what's going to bring me my income. So the more you invest in your business, and people take you more seriously as well. So making notes. IPA is income producing activities. Write down notes. Make your goals. Netflix is not going to give you that extra $100. Being on the call, making that 45-second invites for them to be on the webinar. That's how you're going to get success. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, guys.
I love what you said. I love what you said. I'm just going to finish on that. I love what you said when you said, whatever, you know, you're going to have people on your teams that might get distracted a little bit for shiny object syndrome, but don't burn bridges with them, you know, like just give them your benediction. And you know, what's funny is that we've seen some of our people also, me and Justin, that did the same thing. And you know what? Some of them have actually come back and now are building again full time. So you don't want to, yes, exactly. You don't want to burn bridges. You just, it is what it is. Yes, Justin.
Shane said something very important that I want to make sure that you guys understand. And this was something that I was taught very early in my online marketing, network marketing, whatever you want to call it, career, outside of your traditional 9-to-5. If you treat your Cash FX business like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. If you treat it like it's a multi-million-dollar business, even if it's not making you millions today, it's going to pay you like a business. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have a couple of hobbies and they cost me money. They don't make me money. And so you have to make a decision today. Do you want to change your life with this vehicle of Cash FX? Because I'm going to tell you something. There is nothing else like this in the market. You hear people say, we found the unicorn. What does that mean? Has anybody here ever seen a unicorn? I haven't. I've never seen one physically. Whether they're real or not, I've never seen one. And it's the same thing when you talk about this company, because they are different, they are new, they are transparent, they do have integrity, they do care about us. I mean, we have owners that literally are working. Luigi looks like he maybe froze up. We do have owners that are literally working around the clock for your benefit, for my benefit, for our benefit, to make sure that we are as successful as we can be. Let's shift up a little bit. Let's go ahead, Shane, if you would introduce Miss Pam, Crypto Pam, and we'd love to hear a little bit about your story, Pam.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
So I like to, so Pam is one of those, I would say, a very strong-willed person. She's very committed to what she does, and I promise you, Pam is coachable. And if you, as you look, you can make a lot of money outside of network marketing, outside Cash FX, okay? But when you come in and you decide to build the business, you got to be coachable. You got to be receptive to what Justin or Luigi or Wasco Lopez or what they say. You got to be receptive and take it in. And Pam is that person, and she follows everything. And from the first day, she told me, Shane, I can still remember the first day when she got started. She said, Shane, you know what? I want to get in the system, but not now. I'm just putting my funds together. I said, Pam, you're going to get this done. And every day she shows me her returns on the team. And you know, Pam, I think what you're doing is phenomenal, Pam. And I'll give you the floor. I don't want to say too much. Give us a brief of your background, what you do, and how Cash FX has been for you thus far.
Well, yes, I started about 12 years ago in direct sales. So network marketing, it's just caught on, and it's what I love doing. And Shane is like he actually hunts people, and he was bugging me to join this business, and I am so thankful. He never lets go. So I'm telling him I'm scammed broke already through all those other things that I joined, and I didn't have money to start. Eventually, not long, I managed to scrape some funds together, and I didn't join too far from you. You joined in July, I joined in August, and I don't regret any minute of it. And as you guys say, we become the brand. When people look at us, they see Cash FX. So people are calling. You don't know them from a bar of soap, but they are calling. And when Shane got me into this, I had no idea about Forex trading. I hear there's candles. I want to check if they can light up. So I've got a lot of learning to do still, and the people in my team now are loving it, and I'm in contact with them every day. You have to be in touch with your people, and you have to like I try to be visible on Facebook as well. I create my own posts. I've got a cat that I copy, and I just love copying this cat. So we've got great leaders here, and copying them, you won't go wrong.
Love it.
Yes.
Let me ask you a
definitely
question.
won't go-
Let me
Yes.
ask you a question. I just want a sincere answer. Has CashFX changed your life, Pam?
Definitely, definitely. I have never had any success with anything else, not even my direct sales. CashFX is it. It's the hit.
It's the hit.
It is
the hit.
the honesty, the integrity, and the transparency.
I love it.
It's,
I saw that on your post the other day.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah,
hit, and it
it's a
worked.
hit.
Yeah.
And everybody must get onto this hit.
Let me ask you guys that are watching on the live stream right now here in the group, if CashFX has changed your life, please drop a number 10. If CashFX has changed your life in the chat on the group, please drop a number 10. Pam, we love you. We love your energy. We love your commitment. We just you're going to have a lot of success here. I mean, what you've experienced just in the last 9 or 10 months, I think is nothing. It's the icing on the cake. Where your commitment is going to take you. So very exciting.
Thanks. I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah. Let's move on, Shane. Let's who do you want to bring on next?
Okay, I'm not sure, Yudesh, are you around, Yudesh?
Yeah, I'm here.
So
Okay.
explain to everybody his little technical, because I see him moving locations and trying to find lights. And I just want you to explain to our audience how committed this man is and what he's doing to be a part of this live stream today.
You know, I told you this, I need you online. He said, Shane, there's load shedding, guys, South Africa, load shedding, right? He said, but I'm going to make a plan. I've got about 62% battery life. I've got a torch that's charged up, and I'm not going to miss this call. He says, do you mind? I told him, Yudesh, people need to see your commitment. People want to hear your story, because a lot of people make a lot of excuses for a lot of silly reasons. And if your team can see you take it up, you know, and posturing up and having the posture in your mindset to say, I need to be on this call. That's the important thing. And Yudesh is a guy that introduced me to network marketing in 2007. Okay. At that time, I was making a lot of money, around 27,000 Rand a week. Okay, I don't know is it dollar value right now, but it was a lot of money. And when I saw Yudesh sold me on this whole thing, because he was standing in this room in front of 1,000 people, and I heard him speak. And when I got started, I never showed Yudesh this. He actually pitched me with one of the companies. He said, Shane, I know you are very, very big in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I've got this amazing deal for you. Have a look at this. I said, whoa, hold on, brother. Let's do this. You see what I have first. If yours can match mine, right, then we'll talk. You have a look first. When I got him on the call, he looked at this, he says, no ways, I'm in. What I have is nothing compared to what you showed me, and I'm in. And Yudesh, you can tell them your story.
First of all, wow. That's all I can say. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I've never come across anything like this in my entire life. I wanted to say thank you to Oscar Lopez, Edwin Abad, Justin Halliday, Luigi, and not forgetting Shane Dionan. You guys have actually changed my life. You have no idea what you've done. I'm sitting in my car right now. I don't know if you can see my backrest, my car lights on. I got a torch. I had my torch battery off to save the battery, so you guys can see my ugly face. So guys, it's been absolutely amazing. I came across Shane's t-shirt. It said crypto fundi and crypto Bitcoin master. I just had to find out what in the world is he doing. So I just came across another Bitcoin opportunity, and I was going to pitch Shane because Shane had the t-shirt. He knew the game, but it sort of turned away the other way around, where what he showed me, literally I fell off my seat. And it came to a point when at the end of March, during lockdown in South Africa with the COVID-19, the first week of April, I was twiddling my thumbs looking for an opportunity. And one of the things that I learned from my mentor, Jim Rohn, he said, profits is better than wages. Profits will make you a fortune and wages will just make you a living. So I needed to find something, because in the March of April, you know what was happening? We didn't have, there was no salary, and I was sitting in an unemployment fund. So I didn't collect a paycheck and I didn't collect any unemployment. So what would I have to do? I had to find plan B. So plan B is what Shane showed me. First of all, I'm highly skeptical when it comes to Forex. I hate Forex. But Shane said to me, Udesh, this is something different and something new. I'm going to show you transparency. And that is exactly what I saw. I went that night thinking, and I think Shane can bear testament to this, I didn't sleep. I was up 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and Shane and I were still chatting. I'm saying, Shane, what have you done to me? This drug, the CFX drug, I'm taking the CFX drug. I watched almost every single webinar. I must have saw about 120 webinars on that April. Watching Justin and Luigi, it literally blew my mind away. I needed all the information. Then I realized I can't be silly about this. I've got to use the system. The system was plug people into the Zoom presentations. Let the presenters do the work. So in 8 days, starting with $300, in 8 days later, I maxed out. I went straight to $500. Actually maxed out because one of my friends, and the guys on the call, you'll see him next, Ejaz. When I said to Ejaz, you got to see what these guys are doing. So I couldn't explain it. And I said to Ejaz, I can't cut your hair over the phone. You've got to come and see this for yourself. You know, there's no ways I can pitch this over the phone. I can't cut your hair. Please log in and watch this webinar at 9 p.m. No obligation. You tell me what you feel about it. So he watched it. He jumped in and he said, Udesh, this is it. I'm not looking back at anything else. So Shane, when I saw this opportunity, the first thing I thought to myself, if I'm in this position where I'm not collecting a paycheck, no unemployment fund, how many other people are in the same position as I am? I can't keep quiet about this. How do I go about telling people about this? So I started doing that, just plugging people into the webinars, letting them make their own decision. I want to let you know, Justin, I had 100% success rate. Nobody said no to me with this opportunity. I had 15 personals and 15 people said yes to me, and the team grew to 85 people. I can't keep control of this. This is going out of control. It's a steam engine, or what do you call it, electric train that's just running off, being derailed. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, this is what's actually happening. From $300 to $500 to $1,000 in the first month, second month, $2,000, the third month, $3,000. I can't keep track of what's going on. All I'm saying, Shane, what have you done to me? This has literally changed my entire life. So each and every one of the people that I'm showing this opportunity is telling me, Desh, this is it. This is it. There's nothing else I've seen like this. So we're getting education, number one. You know, and I always believe this. You've got to empty your purse into your head. It was Benjamin Franklin that said that. You've got to put knowledge first. And I'm so glad that this e-learning academy is giving us that skill. You've got to upskill yourself. Learn about a new industry. So I come from an IT background. And right now, let me tell you, there's so many jobs being lost in South Africa. This is so needed here. So thank you, CashFX, and thank you guys, Justin and Luigi, for really supporting us and giving us these amazing webinars. I can't tell you what a blessing it is. Shane, you have, I mean, I remember you back in 2007, and what you've done now and what you've become is absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of you, and thank you so much. I'm so grateful for everything that you've done for us. Back to you guys.
You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome.
Listen, I just want to say first of all, thank you for the words. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your focus. Maxed out in 8 days, and all you literally did was plug people into the webinar.
That's all. And he got 15 on 15.
15 out of 15.
Now,
and one of them is here. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So please,
100%.
I mean,
listen, we have a saying around here, and it's 4 words: show them the plan. That's Absolutely. It. I want you guys to ingrain that in your brain. I want you to etch it in your brain, and I want you to think all day long these 4 words: show them the plan. Show them the plan. Now, how do you do that? Do you sit there and try to explain all of this on the first call? No. You simply, like you just said, I found something that I just can't seem to stop thinking about. I need you to come to a webinar, no obligation. Let me know what you think. And I'm telling you, we are all telling you, if you get them to the webinar, and they take a look at the plan, they're going to have a very hard time saying no.
And the last
Absolutely.
part of the puzzle, even when you invite them to the call, it's just like in sales. You know, in sales, I mean, you can talk about the car as much as you want, but if you don't ask for the sale, there's a good chance they might not buy it. It's the same thing in marketing. Even though you invite people to the calls, do not be afraid to follow up on the person when they came to the call and say,
"Hey, training.
I saw you came on the call, Mark. How did you like the call? Hey, great.
That's it. How'd you like it?
Don't be shy. Don't be ashamed. Like, would you like to join? Let's get started. I mean,
Absolutely.
They'll say, yeah, I'm not sure yet. Okay, well, just follow up again
tomorrow.
Listen,
it took me a couple of webinars for it to click. Just get out there. I mean, we have literally, we are so invested in what's going on here that we have invested into this community. We have a website with everything you need. We have marketing tools. We have chat bots. We have a merchandise site where the funds go back into the team. I mean, we have put all of this together because we really believe that this thing is going to run for many, many years. And so all the blueprints, all you guys have to do is plug in to the blueprints. You joined on what date?
On the 8th of April, 2020.
So April, May, June. So you've been in just a little more than 2 months, 3 months.
3 months exactly, from $300 to $3K.
300 to 3K in 3 months. I love that number 3 right now.
In 3 months, 333.
Beautiful. Awesome, man. Awesome to hear from you.
Thank you, Justin.
To hear of the success. And Shane has shared with me a little bit offline about your background and stuff, and I can say, man, this is the tip of the iceberg for you too. I mean, you're gonna have thousands of people in your business real soon.
I believe so. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'd like to shift, and I'd like to talk a little bit with Jeremy, and Shane, I want you to do us the honor of inviting and introducing Mr. Jeremy to our community. Many of you already know him. He's presenting. The feedback for Jeremy and his presentation, he focuses on the product and the technology because that's his wheelhouse. In fact, he'll tell you today he doesn't understand the compensation plan. And you know what? He doesn't have to understand the compensation plan. All you have to do is understand that you have the vehicle to change people's lives and to invite them to come and take a look at the plan. The funny thing is Jeremy started doing these presentations, and he's absolutely a natural. I want you to introduce him, and then I want to ask him a couple of questions after you bring him on, Shane.
So perfect. So I know Jeremy for about 5 years. We were on a holiday together. I remember we were partying together, and I always knew that this guy was in Forex because I used to follow him on Facebook. He does coaching for Forex. I know he posted his results and all of that there. So what happened last year when I got a hold of this, remember when we were on pre-launch, there was not a lot of information regarding brokers, etc. All that was explained to us after the launch, the 8th of November. So when I had pitched Jeremy, he obviously knew what he was looking for. And at that point in time, I couldn't give him the answers, okay? Because he's very diligent. He's in the Forex space. So he knows what to look for because he's training his people what to look for and how to choose a good broker. So I couldn't give him the answers. So I told him, look, Jeremy, let me get all the answers. And as soon as I have it, I will get back to you. And I got so busy building the business that I never get back to him even after we launched. And then came January, as he reached out to me because he was seeing my results on Facebook, you know, on my story and on my newsfeed. And then he says, you know what, we need to talk. I said, cool. Then I gave him the pitch again. And he told me, Shane, you know what you guys have is pretty amazing, because at that time he was looking at getting the product from the conversion pros. But I'm not going to tell you about that there, but I think Jeremy is going to cover that. But what this guy has done is super, super amazing. I mean, he's already executive, guys. Already executive. And, you know, we did network marketing before, but what he's going to tell you about what CashFX does, especially with there's no auto-ship, there's no monthly fees, you know, there's zero attrition. And it's the first time we have a product like this. This is a product that everybody prays for, you know. that nobody quits from your team and they earn money without doing much. So Jeremy Cohen, Johannesburg, first of all, welcome to the call, the live Facebook call, and I'll leave the floor to you, buddy. You do what you do best.
Thank you, Shane and Justin. It's really an honor to be on this call with all these amazing leaders and in front of the whole power team. You know, I'm just really honored and like I have this flow of emotion, you know, right now when I think about Cash FX and the vehicle, what it actually means to me and what it means to the entire team. I believe we have something life-changing. And when you reached out to me, Shane, you first said to me network marketing. And what had happened at that point is I had this wall that came up because, you know, me and you were in a network marketing team. I had got a little bit of success, but, you know, because of the monthly fee thing, I had lost most of my team, you know, and I just didn't want to build it again. I didn't want to have to build a company, then lose people, and build a company and lose people. So I kind of quit network marketing. I left it alone. I said, I'll never do network marketing again. And that's when I focused on Forex. And I became very good at Forex. And, you know, I love what Luigi said, that you got to focus on things in life, you know, and the word focus, it actually, if you break it down as an acronym, it stands for follow one course until success. And, you know, I've had a lot of success in my life in many different things, you know, so I'll take you back to when I was a kid. I think I was about 15 years old. I saw this guy DJing at a party that I went to, and I looked at him. His name's Reddy D. I looked at this guy. He was like a cutter and scratcher. And I said, wow, you know, I'd love to do what he does. And I focused for 6 months behind the turntables, and I became a professional DJ by the age of 16. Literally, promoters used to sneak me into clubs to go and DJ at 16 years old. And, you know, that's been my thing. Every time I find something I want to get passionate about, I just focus, I zone in, and I get good at it. You know, it doesn't take long to get good at things. You just got to focus your attention and you can achieve the success, you know. And what you were saying, IPA and NIPA, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? But how we spend that 24 hours will determine how our life will end up. And so I think it all comes down to awareness, you know, to have that awareness of actually how you're spending your time, because you can be busy the entire day and go to sleep and say, yes, I feel fulfilled, but you were busy doing nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But if you are busy doing income producing activities, then you will probably have more fulfillment in your life because you'll achieve your goals and create the financial freedom that you kind of looking for, you know? And so Justin, I know you had some questions. Maybe we can tackle the questions and then we can kind of uncover the story.
Let's do one, man. I want to just follow up with what you said. I mean, there's one word that comes to my mind. You know, you think about focus, the word is obsessed. You really, if you want to achieve in this lifetime of yours ultimate success, and whatever your success vision is, if that's you know, a 500 Bitcoin, if that's whatever your definition of success is, if you want to reach that ultimate success in this life, you have got to become obsessed with whatever it is you're pursuing to get to that success. And it's almost like an addiction. It's almost like an addiction to be successful. I hate to, you know, there's sometimes the word addiction has a negative connotation to it, and we get that. But if you want, every entrepreneur that has made multiple millions, and I'm not just talking about 7 figures, I'm talking about 10 figures and above, I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, will tell you at seminar after seminar, where some of you are paying thousands of dollars to go and listen to these people speak, you have got to be obsessed. It's one of Eric Thomas's favorite words. You have got to be obsessed. And so, I want you to just share a couple of minutes. We're going to try and keep these to about an hour, and we're coming up on an hour, and we still have Ejaz there that we want to hear from. But I want you to share with everybody how valuable. So Jeremy is a guy that him and I have a lot of conversations offline. He hits me up for questions and stuff. And he messaged me about I noticed he did a live the other day. And remember, we want you guys to come here, get to meet some of the people behind the power team globally, but also to walk away with some tips and techniques. And so Jeremy I saw Jeremy doing a live stream the other day, and the live stream was great. It was perfect. By the way, there's a blueprint on how to do a live stream the right way. There are so many people on Facebook that just do not know how to do a proper live stream and keep your audience engaged. Well, we have a blueprint on the website, and I saw Luigi dropped it several times in the chat, the link to the website. Follow the blueprint. So Jeremy did an amazing live stream, and he talked a little bit about the automated trading. And he talked a little bit about, without giving the whole story away, the company. And then he opened up the call to action, which was the invite to come to the webinar. And if somebody was interested, to comment. And we know that you usually get, if it's a good content, you're going to get a bunch of comments. You're going to get a bunch of people asking, the information seekers. And so then those people would, some of them showed up to the webinar. And so Jeremy had reached out and he said, listen, it's working. And he sent me a little screenshot, and I went over this in our Facebook training, which is now on the website under the training tab up at the top. Very, very valuable. And I don't say that to pat myself on the back. I'm saying that because so many people just in the last 3 days have followed that training and are already seeing success from it. And so Jeremy sent me some things he was doing, and I said, can I make a few recommendations? And he said, absolutely. And I said, I think you should change this up here, and you should change this up here and see how it works. Within 5 or 10 minutes, he immediately sent me like 2 or 3 screenshots. And so just share with these guys a little bit about how that has helped you really kind of close some deals over the last couple of days.
Yeah, awesome. So one thing, I realized in life, if you want to be a great leader, okay, you got to be an intelligent follower. All right. And there's no problem with being a follower, guys. If you're following the right cat, like, Pam said, if you're following the right cat, it's okay to call yourself a follower. But you got to be an intelligent follower, and you got to take, if your leader is telling you do this or do that, take that information and use it. Don't try and do it your own way. And I always say this, guys, the ego is not your amigo. You guys have probably heard me say it many times. And obviously I am not as successful as Justin and Luigi and Shane. So if they suggest for me to do something, I do it. And so, as soon as Justin told me, do this and do that, I went straight back to the same guy who I sent him the screenshot, who I did the wrong thing to, and I corrected it. The exact same guy. And this is the cool thing, right? On this guy's profile, his profile said, if you are in Forex, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with you. This is the guy that I reached out to, and he loves CashFX. He wants to sign up.
Yeah.
Now, how did I do that? Is because of the live. He put his hand up and said, I want that information, Jeremy. I didn't have to go reach out to him. So I was finding, firstly, somebody who said that I am the one interested. And he reached out to me. I followed up with him. I did the exact thing that Justin told me to do after I made the mistake. I went back to the same guy and just used the same line. I copied and pasted what Justin told me to do. And the guy says, yeah, man, 100%. I'm signing up. I'm just getting my money together. And today, right after today's call, I got off the phone with a guy from Nigeria, and he needed a little bit more information. And I said, I have a Zoom call later on, and I can't get on the call, but here's some information. 2 minutes later, he said, nah, don't worry. I'm going to buy Bitcoin now. Can I sign up right now? So as we're speaking on the phone, this guy just signed up from Nigeria because I sent him to the call this afternoon. So, guys, the closing questions work. ABC, always be closing. And this is something I forgot. I was in network marketing. I have a little bit of experience in it. But sometimes you need to sharpen your tool set. Sometimes you just got to go back to the drawing board and listen to, what Luigi and Justin are telling us, and then do it. Take action. Because without action, you will never get results.
Yeah. Listen, I want
Also, if I could come in there, Jeremy, I remember we were talking about the 3-step setup. Always be in a
Yes.
hurry,
Yes.
clear the date and confirm the appointment. And I sent you a message. I said back to basics, because
Back
those
to
are the
basics.
basic things to get people onto the call. Sorry to interrupt you,
That's it.
Justin.
No, you're 100% right. I mean, these are the tips and the techniques that people need to implement to get their business to that next level.
And
Yeah,
I'd like,
yeah.
I'd like also to share to the community that, you know, like when they say do like Luigi and Justin, but you know what, Luigi and Justin, what they're doing is because of all the leaders that we've worked with throughout all these many years, and all the
100%.
leaders that we're working with right now. So right now we have a mastermind of leaders, and we're always like feeding each other. Listen, it's every day Justin looks at me and says something I did wrong or something I need to fix up, or every day I might, not every day, but every once in a while. And every once in a while I look at Justin and say, hey, listen, Justin, you can do something a little bit different there. So, I mean, like, we're not perfect, but what we are is that we're able to talk to each other and nonstop. I'm sorry, when Justin says something to me and he says, you know what, you can do that in a different way, I listen, I say, yeah, it makes sense, and I do it. Just like if I look at Justin and there's something I'd like him to do differently, he looks at me and says, okay, Luigi, and that's why we are what we are right now. It's not because, I mean, there's no ego at all, like my friend Jair has said. And that's something that you can all start doing, because the blueprint, everything, these global calls, all the information that these beautiful people are sharing with you, it is not that hard to build a network when you just follow a blueprint. I'm sorry, McDonald's works in Canada. You go to Asia, you go to Europe, everywhere McDonald's works all over the world. Why? Because they have a formula, and they're just following the same formula. It's a winning formula. So now if we have a winning formula here, we have a winning formula, it's working. Well, God, you don't need to reinvent anything. Just
Nope.
follow the formula.
That's it.
That's it.
We're not
That's it.
experts. We're not here to force people to do things. We are students of the game. I say this over and over and over again. In fact, I can tell you some of the blueprints we put together have come from mentors that we've worked with. And so it's you know, so the YouTube, the perfect YouTube live stream was introduced to me 2 years ago. I didn't come up with that blueprint, but I used it and realized, hey, this works. And so let's go ahead and let's share it with other people. And so that's all we want you guys to understand, is the people that are in CashFX that are seeing these levels of success are simply plugging in and following the blueprint. Jeremy, it's exciting, man. We're happy to have you as part of the panel. We're happy to have you on Monday. You guys are doing an amazing job. And I know you had messaged me earlier. You're on the cusp. I mean, manager is going to happen here. Could be this month, brother. I know it's your goal. I know it's your goal. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My wife's account is very close to executive.
Good.
So we've been building those two accounts very closely. And yeah, very happy with the momentum of the team. You know, we passed the 100 mark.
Nice.
And I'm getting, you know, some leaders in the team as well. And just a little tip for all the guys who are working or watching this call is what I do with my new team members is I make sure that when they sign on, whether they're my personal or not, even if the guy is 6 levels deep, I get that person on the phone and I do what I call a game plan session with that person. Sometimes the guys who signed them up don't even know I called them. I just take it on myself to call that person, welcome them to the team. And the first question I ask them is, listen, John, I just want to establish, are you a bull or are you a bear? Okay. If they say to me they're a bull, then I say, great. Okay. What is your goal in CashFX? What do you want to, you started on 500. Where would you like to be in the next 12 months? So I allow them to set a goal and I allow them to see themselves. I call it future pace. So I ask them after they set the goal, I say, you know, why? I ask you, what is your why? Why do you want to achieve that goal? And then I learn a little bit about who they are. What are the things that drive them? And I try and bring it out of them as well and let them write that down on a piece of paper. Okay. And then the third step that I do is I ask them, like, what are some of the things that might hold you back from achieving this goal? Okay. And what I find a lot of the time is people tell me, and they're very honest about it. They tell me that they are their biggest enemy. They say, I might stop myself because I feel maybe when I get some rejection that I might slow down. I feel like, you know, sometimes I get lazy. I sometimes get this. So, you know, that makes me understand that mindset, psychology is the biggest thing to winning in anything in life. Yeah. It's just us controlling our own mindset. And so when I help them establish that, that gives them a bit of an awareness. And then I say, okay, what are the steps we need to follow to get to your goal? I teach them how to invite, and then I teach them what they need to do over time. You know, so I try and make it not seem like an impossible task to achieve. You know, to get to executive, how did I do it? Guys, I showed 2 people a day for 60 days. That's 120 people. Out of those 120 people, I signed up about 40 to 50 of those as personals. And that's how I've grown my team. So it's not an impossible task. It's just about doing small things every day to reach your goal. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so this has really helped me to move my team into action and to help my team like get a quick win, you know, because when I can help them in their first week, just sign up 1 or 2 people, then they are like so motivated about Cash FX. They're like, I love this. I got a $45 commission. You know, I'm really pumped up. And now they become obsessed like I am.
Yeah,
that's it.
And that keeps them in the game. That because if they get in and they don't sign up anyone in a whole month, I sometimes lose those people.
Sure.
I find they never become bulls. They just feel like, okay, I'm a bear. And then next month they tell me about, hey, when can I withdraw my money? You know, so
success loves speed.
Yes, it does.
Exactly.
That's a great statement, Luigi.
Now,
sure as day.
I think you wanted to bring on Mr. Ejaz before we close.
Yeah, who's introducing Ejaz?
Justin, I think that I would leave that to Yudesh.
Yeah.
To bring on Ejaz.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, Yudesh.
Thank you, guys. Justin, thank you so much. Ejaz, I want to talk about Ejaz. Justin, Ejaz is a 6-dan black belt master. So when we come back, he's going to be our bodyguard. I call him the black belt recruiting. So Ejaz is the reason why I'm maxed out, by the way.
Yeah.
So I looked in my back office, and all I saw was $3,000. So I actually called up Ejaz. I think you made a mistake here, buddy. It's $300, and it says $3,000. He said, no. That's what I want. And that's when I realized that you can't tell people what package to choose. They make their own decision based on what they see. He saw a perfect, brilliant opportunity, and he took that choice. He's a bull. That's what he is, Jeremy. He's a bull. So without further ado, I'm going to call up Ejaz Lateef to give his. I'm not going to take any thunder away from him. So Ejaz Lateef, take it away.
Okay, hi everybody. Firstly, I would like to say thank you to Justin, Luigi, Shane, and Yudesh. For everything that you guys are doing regarding Cash FX. And so yeah, when Yudesh initially told me about Cash FX, I already knew about Cash FX through Shane, but at that particular point in time, I was not ready. And then knowing in the back of my mind already what I saw previously, and Yudesh said, you know one thing, this is it. I said, you know one thing, I know this business, I know what it can do, right? And I jumped in with both feet, and I literally took all my money out from my credit card. I cleared all my money out from my savings account, right? And I got my whole family involved in this, right? So we're talking about my parents, and my wife and myself. So I got the family deal. So just to give you an idea, I initially started off at 3K. Yudesh's bull income, right? Got him panicking in the meantime.
Maxed him out.
And maxed him out. And well, I got him panicking again, over and over again. And he's again panicking because now next week I'm coming in at 7K, and next month I'm coming in at 10K.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Be ready,
I'm upgrading
Yudesh,
all
be
the time.
ready.
right? I'm upgrading all the time, and this is the beautiful thing about
You can't stop
Cash
people from
FX,
upgrading.
right? You
Oh.
can't stop people from upgrading, and the beautiful part about Cash FX, it solves every single network marketing problem. Well, what's the biggest problem that people have? They're not making money. Well, the trading pool, everybody makes money.
Yep.
And Shane once
Absolutely.
asked me in the first week, so how many people in your business quit? Zero. Not a single person in Cash FX quits, right? So that's a beautiful part. So because they don't make money, well, this one takes care of that. And what's the other problem that the people make? Well, they have a problem of not making money. And why do they not make money? Because because they have monthlies.
Yeah.
Well, here we don't have monthlies, right? So people don't quit, right? Which is so beautiful about this. It's so unique. And I said, you know one thing, what we have here is better than the Rolls Royce, right? You want the Rolls Royce, you want the Lamborghini, right? This is not the Lamborghini. This is a Bugatti Chiron. This is
Oh.
right? Right? This is a fantastic opportunity, and and you know one thing, we're all speeding to that finishing line. That finishing line is 100K.
Yes. The
This
100K
business
club.
has an
Absolutely.
opportunity. Yes, it has the opportunity for everybody to become successful. So I look at this, as a martial arts master, right? And as a martial art master, I always want to master things. And my approach
Okay.
with regards to cash effects is mastery, right? And
Yeah.
when we have the thing, when we fighting an opponent, right? Fine, you might lose, but the thing is, the battle may be over. You may be lose, but you're gonna go on there. You're gonna tie your helmet. You're gonna prepare yourself for the next battle.
Right.
And this is the way you approach things.
Absolutely.
It's like a samurai warrior, right? And that's how I've approached things. And you initially start off at white belt, so you start off at 300. You work your way up. You get your blue belt. You get your yellow belt. Eventually, you get your black belt, right? And then from there, you just keep going on and on and on and on. Most important thing, just keep on going, right? Don't stop.
Consistency.
And earlier on, Jay McCo, I think Yuresh mentions it's a train that's getting derailed or something.
Yeah.
No, baby,
Yeah.
this is the bullet train.
It takes 6 months
Absolutely.
to build a Rolls Royce and 6 days to build a Honda. And so, you mentioned Rolls Royce. The one of the biggest challenges that network marketers have, and I've seen this over the last 8 years, and we've worked with lots of them, tens and tens and tens of thousands of them. I've had so many conversations with so many people, is people have a hard time focusing and staying consistent. You can't build a six-figure business in 30 days. Can you do it in 12 months? Absolutely you can. Maybe it takes 24 months. Maybe it takes a little bit less. Maybe it takes a little bit more. The point is you have to stay focused. You have to stay consistent. You have to leverage your team. Nobody's going to do it on their own. And you have to utilize the system. Everywhere that I've been, whether it's been corporate or traditional or network marketing, everywhere I've been, I've worked with some very, very, very great leaders and CEOs and visionaries. And there's always been a system in place. Like Luigi said, McDonald's does not have the best hamburger in the world. In fact, if you ask me, I think they have the worst. But they have the #1 system, and it's so easy for you to buy a franchise, go in, read the instructions, get it started, and start making money. And I believe that's what we've put in place here. EJAZ,
Justin, sorry.
Yeah, go
Sorry
ahead.
if I can add another acronym. I love these
Yeah.
little acronyms, right?
Yeah.
The acronym for system, all right, is saving yourself significant time, energy, and money.
Love it.
Right? And that's what our system does right here. That's what you guys give us.
Absolutely.
A system to save us time, energy, and money, because you guys are doing all the work. You're doing all the webinars for us. All it takes is a 15-second invite to get people on the call, and you guys are saving us so much,
Yeah, I love it.
We're so grateful for that. Gosh.
You're muted, Luigi.
Yeah.
You're muted up, buddy.
just like the team website that we created. I mean,
Thank
that's not from corporate. I mean, that website was created.
Absolutely.
That's
Brilliant.
something that the power team created for the members. It has all the trainings that you need. Please, if you haven't looked at our team website, I posted it in the chat. I mean, you have all the trainings, you have videos and testimonials. You have also the schedule for the global calls. You have also the schedule for the corporate calls, because there's global calls that we're doing, but there's also corporate calls. You have the blueprints that Justin said.
The banners, the templates,
the marketing system, conversion pros, the bot for Messenger. I mean, just go through that website if you haven't already. You'll be surprised.
and like Jeremy said, when you bring a new member on, spend a few minutes with them and get them plugged in. Go over everything. The little bit of time you spend with a new member, educating them. See, the problem is some people get people in the business and they don't do anything. They don't give them any expectations. Sit down with your new member and go over the resources. Make sure that they know where to get where. Educate them, inform them, so they know what to expect, and set them on the path for success. Guys, this is just a very small part of the South African team. Very small part. We're excited about these live streams. I feel, again, if you're watching this, whether you're live or you're on the playback, do us a favor right now. And if you got value out of this, drop the hashtag value in the chat. We're going to do this every single Friday. We're going to be sitting down with different Cash Effect members from all over the globe. I'll let you know. I'm not going to share who, but I can let you know next Friday is going to be the Cash FX Canadian Power Team. Very exciting group of guys over there, guys and girls that are literally blowing it up. And so from Luigi, myself, the rest of the Power Team, we're excited. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary. A lot of exciting things coming down the pipe. Shane, Pam, Jeremy, Ejaz, Udesh. We're excited to have you guys here. Yep, I see Shane's got one on his neck. It's all about the Bitcoin, baby. Let us know if you found some value in this. You feel free to. We'll probably turn this into a Vimeo and do a series with all of our Vimeos for these fireside chats. And anybody else have any closing remarks that they want to share before we shut it down?
Justin, I would like to say something that I officially have reached the 2,000 member mark today.
Wow.
Wow. Well done, Shane.
That's an accolade right there. Definitely. It's a major accomplishment. Congratulations, Shane. You're obviously working with the right people. You've got some folks that are following the right cat. We're excited for this group, and we're excited for this entire community.
I love this call, guys. Please take value.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks everybody for coming, and stay tuned in. I mean, these calls are going to be amazing, because if you have a team in the near future that you want to bring on with some of your leaders, reach out to me and Justin, and we're going to schedule some different teams every week.
Every Friday. Guys, have a great day. Hey, don't forget, 45 minutes from now, we have the corporate webinar. We have a really great success interview with Rena out of South Africa, another manager. So that's exciting. And I think Waskar may be on that call. So we'll see you guys on that corporate call, and have an amazing weekend. We'll see you next Friday for our live stream.
Awesome. God bless, guys.
Thank you so much.
Guys, cheers.
Thank you so much, guys.